this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the days for support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. This is Thursday the 12th of August. Trends Bitcoin against the US dollar, relatively positive start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot 45,866 to bring the first major resistance level at 46,392 into play. Support from the broader market will be needed for Bitcoin to break back through to 46,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on, they expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high 46,727 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 48,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 47,252. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 45,006 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 44,000 levels. Second major support level at 44,480 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bearish cross. That's coming off the back of yesterday's late pullback. Going to need to see a narrowing there to support further upside and move through the pivot. On the EMAs, the 50 has also narrowed on the 100 and the 200. That's pressured Bitcoin through the early part of the morning. So look out for further direction there. So key would be to move through the pivot at 45,866. Back through to 46,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fallback through the pivot at 3187 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 3251. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ethereum to break back through to 3200 levels. So barring an extended rally on, they expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 3275 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum target the 23.6% fib at 3369 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 3339. A fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 3098 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 3000 levels. Second major support level at 3034 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a slight narrowing of the bearish histogram this morning after yesterday's late bearish cross. That's coming off the back of this morning's upside. So look out for a further narrowing there to support Ethereum through the morning. On the EMAs, the 50's held its ground on the 100 and the 200. So look out for direction there as well through the morning. Going to need to see a widening there to support a run at the resistance levels. So key would be to avoid fallback through the pivot at 3187 and move back through to 3200 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, the support levels will be in play. Across to Litecoin against US dollar, particularly bullish start to the day here. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 170 to bring the first major resistance level at 177 back into play. Support from the broader market is going to be needed to break back through 176.50 levels. Just did that, so look out for a break through that resistance level. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib at 178 should cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally through the day, Litecoin should target 190 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 182. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 165 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 160s. Second major support level sits at 159. Looking at the MACDs, marked narrowing of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day. So looking out for a bullish cross there. That's coming off the back of this morning's rally. On the EMAs, also a bullish signal with the 50 pulling away from the 100 and the 200. So key would be to avoid a fall through the pivot at 170 and break out through the first major resistance level at 177 and the 23.6% fib at 178 to bring 190 levels into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also a bullish start after yesterday's breakout. Going to Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 9836 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 1.1186. Support from the broader market will be needed for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high at 1.09. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 1.15 to cap any upside. In the event of another breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target 1.3s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1.225. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 8771 and the 23.6% fib at 8533 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should still well clear of sub 0.80 levels. Second major support level sits at 7421. Looking at MACDs, a narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day. No sign of a bearish cross as yet, however. That came off the back of yesterday's pullback. So look out for a widening of those bullish histograms coming off the back of this morning's gains to support further upside. On the EMAs, that's a bullish signal with the 50 pulling away from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further upside ahead. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 9836 and break through yesterday's high 1.09 to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play.